right? Okay. This story is called A Special Place for Santa. And it's got pictures. Santa likes books with pictures. Once upon a time, not very long ago, two women shoppers were talking, obviously very concerned. Buying Christmas gifts for family and friends is one thing, and I'm glad to do it, but I'm afraid Santa Claus is taking over. He is causing many people to forget the real significance of Christmas. I agree. After all, it's Jesus' birthday, her friend responded. See, here they go. Here. Told you Santa likes pictures. Santa needs to take off the plugs and show the page. There we go. Now, I overhear a lot when I'm making up my list of who's been naughty or nice. And truthfully, much of what I hear goes in one ear and out the other. But this Christmas, I couldn't stop thinking about what the women had said. Even while helping the elves load my sleigh on Christmas Eve, those words rang in my ears. Could they possibly be right? I don't want to take over Christmas. As I went from house to house delivering toys, I couldn't stop worrying. Some people do forget Jesus on Christmas. Could it be my fault? Every year my last stop, as usual, was at a church that had a life-size nativity scene. Every year, I love to be the first person to wish Jesus happy birthday. And I always bring a special present for the Christ child. But that year, my footsteps were slow and heavy. I opened the door at the back of the church and crept into the very last pew. My feet refused to carry me forward to the crib, where the figure of the infant Jesus lay. I hid his present under the pew. I never felt so drained. A tear rolled down my cheek. I was sad. Even though children had left me milk and cookies and many loving letters, I still couldn't remember why I felt so sad or so alone. What's wrong? Giving presents was always such a joy, I thought. I sat back and I closed my eyes. And suddenly I heard a voice calling, Santa, St. Nicholas. I quickly wiped my eyes. I didn't want anyone to see me crying. I looked around the church. The voice sounded familiar, but there was no one in sight. Cheer up. It's certainly not your fault that some people forget the significance of this day, the voice continued. Ever since you were born, far off Turkey, only 300 years after my son Jesus was born, you've done far more than most to spread the true Christmas spirit. I could hardly believe my ears. God was actually talking to me, and his voice was warm and loving. He didn't sound angry at all. Don't ever forget your long and distinguished career, God continued. It all began at a very young age, when I was named Bishop of Myra because about my many acts of charity. I smiled, suddenly remembering my call of the past. Everyone called me Nicholas then. And that's when I first discovered how great it feels to help those in need. Jesus and I want to thank you for helping spread the news about Christmas to every corner of the world, God said softly. Every year, you help millions of people, young and old, show how much they love one another. Because of you, people everywhere fill their hearts with joy and love on Jesus' special day. Thank you, God, I whispered. I felt so much better than I had felt in months. I had a very special job after all. I jumped up. Next year I would work even harder, filling hearts with love and joy so they would be ready for the Christ child on Christmas morning. I could hardly wait. The morning sun streamed through the stained glass windows of the church I was in. It bathed the figure of the infant Jesus and Mary and Joseph in its bright, warm rays. I reached under the pew and pulled out that present I had brought for the Christ child. I know I would have to hurry if I wanted to be the first person to wish Jesus happy birthday. I almost ran up the aisle. I took off my hat and knelt before the infant Jesus. I reverently placed his beautifully wrapped package next to the manger. It was the same present I had given Jesus every year. But now, I knew for sure it was the one present Jesus wanted most of all. Inside that box were my lists of the kind and loving things people, young and old, had done for one another during the year. Oh, there's a page. There we go. Happy birthday, I whispered to Jesus, and please thank your Father for making a special place for me in his plan. I promise never to doubt his wisdom again. I smiled lovingly at the figure of a tiny infant. See there? Oh, there you go. See. Now, no one who comes to church on Christmas and sees Santa kneeling thinks it's strange at all. They can see that it's the perfect place for Santa Claus to be on Christmas. And some people, the legend says, even insist that the babe in the manger is smiling back at Santa. Thank you, children. And Merry Christmas, everyone!